Ancient Civilizations, a complete overview on the Incas' history, the Byzantine Empire, Maya history, and Maya mythology. Written by Eric Brown, narrated by John B. Leen.
Opening credits. Incas, a comprehensive look at the largest empire in the Americas. Ancient Civilizations, Book 1. Written by Eric Brown. Narrated by John B. Leen. Introduction. When the conversation begins about the great civilizations of the Americas, there are three that generally come to mind: the Mayans, the Aztecs, and the Incas. But while the Mayans and the Aztecs were similar in their cultures and geographically very close together, the Inca Empire was separate both by land and social structure. Because of these assumptions made, much of what is known about the Inca Empire is actually misattributed from these perceived connections. The Inca Empire covered the Andes mountain range in South America, covering today what is Peru and Chile. They flourished for over 200 years, quickly becoming the largest and most powerful region in the Americas, before their potential was tragically cut short by the invading Spaniards. Today, not much remains of the great Inca, but ruins of their cities and whispers of their legacy. Or is there? After all, just because your high school history class never talked about it, doesn't mean the information isn't out there. In fact, we have more knowledge pertaining to the Inca Empire than we do on either the Mayans or the Aztecs, perhaps even combined. In the following pages, you will learn all you need to know to shock friends and family with your knowledge of Inca culture and history. From the foundations of their empire to their impractical geographical location and how they managed to flourish despite the odds. Customs and social structure, government and politics, and the lives of citizens. Religion and warfare. Everything culminating with the Incas' downfall at the hands of Columbus and his disease-ridden, death-mongering conquerors. In fact, by the time you finish this book, you may be ready to school your teachers. Chapter 1. Seeds of an Empire. The Inca Empire did not actually form until sometime in the 1200s, making it younger than the University of Oxford. However, this does not mean that the area was uninhabited or entirely primitive. The indigenous people of the Andes mountain range lived for thousands of years prior to this, untouched and undisturbed. Scholars referred to these people as pristine, meaning they were untouched by any neighboring indigenous people. The Andeans developed their own languages and ways of communication. The primary language used was Quechua, which would later go on to be the official language of the Incan Empire. Notably, the Andeans had no written language, nor were they an oral society like most other American indigenous groups. Instead, information was conveyed through something called the quipu, a series of intricately knotted and color-coded strings. Fascinating though they are, there are few left in existence, and no one has ever been able to decipher a quipu. Whatever information is recorded in those strings, we will likely never know. Andean people are also notable for never developing the wheel. The rocky, uneven terrain of their homeland makes this development understandable, however, as a wheel could prove anything from a hindrance to useless. Instead, Andeans used llamas as pack animals, and before the empire, they rarely traveled. An impact the Andean civilizations had that lasted through the Incan Empire was their lack of currency. Instead, they existed on a system of reciprocity, distributing goods and services in exchange for labor. The Tiwanaku. In Bolivia, where the city-state of Tiwanaku was situated, a civilization lasted hundreds of years and predated the Incas by almost 2 centuries. Ranging from about 300 to 1150 CE, they expanded their reach through politics and trade, but their downfall came at the hands of climate change.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?